Well, hello, hello, hello. The show will be starting in just about a minute, so bear with us. But if you are new to the show, if you are new to Fireside, there's a couple of things you can do while you're in the show live. One of the things you can do is hit an emoji. One of the emojis that is across the bottom, the clap sign, the laugh sign, the party sign. You can just hit that and we will hear it and see it. So that's pretty cool. But you can also hit that react button and choose an emoji and hit send, and we'll get that that way. Or you can do the same thing. And then press send. You could also hit the Q&A button, and that will work. And looks like we might be having some technical difficulties. I think we are, because I'm not in the show anymore. Maybe I still am in the show, but Jill is not. But no, Jill's still up there, but we're having some technical difficulties with one of our iPads. But the show will start any moment, any moment, any moment. But I'm looking at things here, and it looks like all is good on my side. So, Jill, is it time for us to get into the show? Stand by, people. It'll be just a second. Okay, I think we got that worked out, and the show is going to start in just a moment. Hey, can you believe it? It's working. It's working.
It's still not for me.
It's working.
It's
Look,
not for me.
As long as it's working for me, Jill, all is good.
Well, you have total control. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but you have total control.
Yes, Jill gets afraid when I have total control, but I got it covered. I have it covered.
I think there was a comment or something.
There's a comment?
I can't open it.
There's one, but that might be somebody just came into the audience. But let's get this show started first, Jill. What do you say?
Well, we might need to.
What do you say?
What if it's like telling us we can't hear you or something?
See, what's it say?
It says hi, beautiful soul.
Beautiful soul. You know what? I am a
from
beautiful
Nina.
Hi, Nina. I am a beautiful soul, and so is Jill. And I'm sure you are a amazing, beautiful soul, Nina. So
yes.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. This show is, you still don't know what the show is. This show is...
I'm right.
I'm right.
And I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova. Can
Is
you
really
believe it?
Charlie here?
Is really Charlie here?
Yes, I have something to say to really Charlie when I do. Oh, he
What?
is.
Why are you getting on his case?
Hey, Charlie. Welcome. You know I love you. But I did hear what you said to Tony in your show just moments ago, that he's always right. That is not correct, rest of the audience. That is not correct. I just want to set the record straight that I'm right.
It kind of is correct, Jill. But
no, it's not.
Even when you think you're right, I'm actually right.
No, that is not.
That's
not even close to the truth.
I just let you have it. I throw you a bone. I just
throw
you a bone.
You do?
Yes, I do. I throw you a bone.
Well, first of all, I'm not a dog. And second of all,
I know you're not a dog. I wouldn't marry a dog. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't marry a dog, Jill.
You
So
wouldn't?
no, I would
You
not
wouldn't?
marry a dog.
Okay. All right.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that.
So you would marry for love?
Absolutely, a
You
marry
did marry for love?
Yes,
Oh, we got another comment.
absolutely. And
So you
need
have to do it
so,
all.
Oh,
I'm
you're
still not in.
You're still
You
not
you are
in.
in control.
What's
Oh
he say?
yes, yes, really, Charlie, that is correct. Really, Charlie says he's such a troublemaker sometimes. That is absolutely correct. You are right.
Sometimes he is. Makes for a good show. And did we say hello to everyone in the audience yet?
No, we
Jill?
did not.
So
Because I can't. I can only see on your phone.
Why don't you turn the iPad off and use your
my phone?
Your phone, yeah.
It's a little harder that way. But in the meantime, you can say hi to everyone.
It is. But it's hard to read when my
see.
phone is sideways. So we have Denise, we have Charlie, we have Stefan, we have Monica. Hey, Monica, I listened to your replay today. I know you don't like me to say that, but I listened to your replay because I couldn't make your show last night. So I did listen to the replay. What is this? Is this Alyssa? Is that Alyssa? I'm not. There she is. Sit tight a minute, Monica. We need to see who's in the audience.
We'll still bring her up.
All right,
she knows what to do.
Yeah. So we have Alyssa, and that was it for the audience. That was at the end of that list. Okay. Hello, Monica, my friend. How are you?
Hi, Monica.
Hey, baby. You know I love
your friend.
you, but I'm really upset with your raggedy husband because
you let Monica call me raggedy.
Yeah, you raggedy. You raggedy. I support your show. I could have worked 5 investigations, put 2 serial killers in prison, and I still show up for your show.
You still show up for my show.
And then you act like you did something because you listened to the replay. Bye, Felicia. Bye.
Look here, Monica. Sometimes I'm just not able to make it. Seriously, whatever else I'm doing, it is probably a life or death situation. Probably. So, so then after that, I couldn't sleep last night.
Well, that is true.
I woke up at like 2:00 in the morning and didn't go back to sleep till 5, and then I just slept for another hour because I missed your show.
That's what it was. See, that's what it was. And see,
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I was praying to Jesus and I asked him to taunt you, and he did.
Yeah, you probably did. You probably did. So yeah, I'm like, why can't I sleep? Why can I not sleep?
You could not sleep. That is true.
So this morning,
maybe that's why I needed a nap today, because you couldn't sleep.
so like first thing this morning, I was like, I better watch Monica's replay show.
I appreciate you. We had a good show.
The power of prayer.
See, I believe in it. I believe in it.
That's right. That's right.
But I love you guys, and I'm listening.
We love you too.
Teach me how to love. I'm gonna get back in the audience. Teach me how to love. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Monica. We love you.
Well, that's a good segue into our topic. Tonight
Yes.
we are asking, do you know how to love? And this came up because Honey Child, who is often in the audience, and you had a conversation about, well, what exactly is love? Because people define love so differently that when they get with someone who has a different definition, it doesn't always work, right? So, look, we turned it into a question of, do you know how to love? But before you answer that,
Who said I was going to
Alyssa-
answer?
Well, we have to answer as the host, and then we have to talk to our audience about it. But before I get to that, Alyssa said hello, and thank you for having me. Thank you for being here.
Thank you
We're
for
excited
being
that you're here.
Yes, we are. We're very excited. We're giddy. We're giddy. We are giddy. We are. Get
All
in.
right. So, what's your definition of love?
Well, you know, we can get into a very, very, very complicated talk about love.
But we won't.
And well, I don't know how you can. Are we talking about romantic love? Are
Let's
we
start
talking
there.
for,
Let's start there. But to your point, there are different types of love. So let's start with,
well,
actually, let's start with family love because that's what you learned first.
yes. So family love is kind of so everyone tells you that family love should be unconditional.
Is there such a thing?
Well, it depends with family love. Like, for instance, you know, I love my children. I love my nieces and nephews. Only one nephew. Well, and if you count, yeah, nieces and nephews. So I love them all
You have more than one nephew.
dearly. Yeah, I love them all. I love them all dearly.
Yes.
For sure, without a doubt.
Yes.
Some of them have gone through some things in their lives that
As people do.
which can make it hard to have a relationship with them. Doesn't
True.
mean I disown them,
True.
but it means I have to distance myself a little bit from them because of the condition they're in at this time.
Yes. Yes.
But
I believe in loving from afar
but I still
when you
love them.
when you have to.
I still love them dearly.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
So with the type of family love that you're describing, is there anything that would make you not love them? Can they do something, say something, be something that would make you say, I don't love them anymore?
Probably not.
I agree with that.
Probably
The only
not.
the only people I say I don't love anymore or is the romantic kind of love.
Yeah. But when it
Exes.
comes to family, probably not. Even if they did something horrendous, I mean horrendous, I would still have love for them.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Well, actually,
because a lot of times those horrendous things are the result of poor choices in that moment.
And I'll give.
But some people are just not good people.
I'll give an example of a cousin of mine and we never were close cousins because he was probably, I don't know, 15 years older than me. So we never had that close relationship. Would see him now and then. Like now and then was like maybe every 5 years, like that. But this particular cousin got sent to prison. And it might have been drugs or something like that, but he got sent to prison or theft related to drugs. So, people get strung out on drugs, they start stealing stuff. So he went to prison and he was married at the time. And he did maybe 5 years. And when he got out, he went to his wife's apartment.
They were still married?
Yes, they were still married. So he went to his wife's apartment and he just started acting crazy. He got out of prison. It was like his first day out of prison. And his wife's mother was living with her while he was in prison. So he goes to the apartment and he starts banging on the door. It's just bang, 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 bang. And, she's happy to see him because he's getting out of prison, right?
Or he is out of prison.
He is out of prison, yes. Thank you for the correction. So he's out of prison. He's banging on the, come on, let me in, let me in, let me in, let me in. But then he starts screaming, you were cheating on me while I was in prison, and I know because my fellow inmates told me so.
How
Now,
did his
now
fellow
how
inmates know
how
that?
would he know that? They would know that. Who the heck knows? Either way, it wasn't true. It wasn't true. So she finally opened the door.
The mother did.
Yes, no.
The wife
The
did.
wife did. The wife opened the door. And the mother didn't want her daughter to let him in, but she did. And they were standing next to each other. As soon as he got in, he kicked the mother out, threw out the door, closed the door, and locked it,
Oh no.
and slaughtered his wife
Oh my goodness.
with a knife.
Oh.
Killed her to death. Killed her. Well, of course, you killed her to
To-
death,
right.
but killed her, yes, while her mother is on the other side of the door listening
Oh gosh.
to it. He got life. He got life for doing that.
So your point of this
My
story.
point is that even though he did this horrendous thing, a part of me still has some love for him. Okay, he did a horrible thing. He's never getting out of prison. And I haven't spoken to him because when he did this, I was probably, I don't know, 13, 14 years old, maybe. And like I said, I didn't have a real relationship with him before then because he was like 15 years older than me. But if he called me, I don't see how that would happen because he's never called me in his life, even, before he was in prison. But if he called me, I would take the call. I would take the call. I wouldn't condone what he did, but I would take the call. Who knows what he would say to me? Now, if he said to me, hey, they decided to let me out of prison. Can I come live with you? No. No. Is there any other way I can help you? You need a couple of dollars? I'll send you some money or something like that, but you can't live here.
Really, Charlie said that was a sad story, and it is. So I want you to talk about, you just said that you still have love for him. So talk about that. How can you still love, even from afar, someone who is filled with so much rage that the minute they get out of prison, they come and slaughter their wife based on a rumor?
Oh, it's not an easy thing to do. So, 30 years ago, I would have given you a completely different answer.
So what's changed in you?
A lot of things changed in me. That's a loaded question. We could talk about that for 3 days straight and still not be
Well,
finished.
we're not staying up for 3
But
days.
a lot of things changed in me, and one is that I have learned how to truly love human beings.
Elaborate. What do you mean by that?
Well, we all come from the same creator. Whoever you think that creator is, we all come from that same place. So we're actually connected to each other. I mean, truly actually connected to each other by the creator. The creator doesn't want us to hate each other. The creator wants us to have love for each other, have compassion for each other, and empathy.
Do you think the mother who heard her daughter being slaughtered has love for him?
I doubt it. But maybe she does.
So would you feel differently if that had been your child?
If he was my child?
No, if he
If
had
he
killed your
my child,
and you heard it.
oh no, I would be devastated. I don't really want to bring up my children's relationship and things they have gone through in their lives. Uh,
Then
but
you don't need to.
we've had a situation where somebody had to go, and they did go, and now they're back. I still don't care for that person, but a part of me still has love for that person. There's a part of me that, not just a part of me, I still pray for him. I still pray that he gets the help he needs. I still pray that he can turn his life around. I still pray that he can develop a relationship with his children that isn't scarred, to create some healing. He is still unable to do that. But I pray that one day he is able to do it. Maybe it'll be 20 years from now. I don't know. Maybe it'll be never. I don't know. But I will still pray that he finds his way.
I
So
do pray.
Anthony, this is Monica. I got a question. Oh, forgive me, Jill.
No, go ahead, Monica.
Okay, so this is my challenge. And you guys know me, I keep it real. I'm a devout Christian. I love the Lord. I'm imperfect. I'm a sinner. But when somebody does something so egregious, for me, I had a very, very, very close family member betray me in such a way so powerful and so profound that it completely ended our relationship. I pray for them, Anthony, but it killed the love that I had for that person. And I have been working for years to forgive the betrayal because it was major. It wasn't a little itty bitty, but major. So my question and my statement is, I think that you can have feelings for someone, but love is such a powerful action word. And it's also something to be honored. And when people do something to kill that, how do you love someone when they have done something so badly that it kills the emotion, the affection, everything that you had for them? Don't you think that it's possible to care for someone but not necessarily love them? And am I in?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I agree as well.
And that used to be me. That used to be me. They can do something horrible, and I'm like, I'm done. There's no more love here. But as I get older, I learned that, we still have to have some type of love for fellow human beings, whether they're your relative or whether they're the person that's living on the street, whether it's the person that's strung out on drugs that you don't even know. You don't even know them, but that's why I say, I even have love for people that hate me. I have some type of love for them. And I pray for them too. I pray that one day they'll learn that the way they're living their lives, all of this hate they spew out everywhere, will begin to change. It may never happen.
Well, I have to ask you right there in this context that in the context of Monica's question and the way you're responding, how are you defining, because she made a distinction between caring for someone and loving for someone, and I do believe there's a distinction. So what's your definition of love in the context that you're answering?
Well, I thought I
Thank you,
was getting.
Jill. That was perfect. That was perfect. Thank you, Jill. Praise Jesus. Thank you.
As yes, and you all know that Jill is a journalist. She's been asking questions
My whole
for
life.
much longer than I. Yes, but it's still. I'm getting back to it. So we're talking about different levels of love.
And to that point, Charlie says love has many levels,
Exactly.
especially in regarding family and friends, like a tier system. And I believe that too. There are levels of love. So what's
Yes.
your
So
definition
okay,
that you're using right now?
let's use um a scale of 1 to 10. So we can just make things easy. And even though I'm putting it in a scale of 1 to 10, it's still not that easy. Okay. So let's go with the person that Monica's describing. They've done such a horrible thing. They've caused maybe Monica and maybe other people that Monica doesn't even know just pain, horrible things they've done. So if that person was my relative, on a scale to 1 to 10, my love for them may go down to a 1. Okay. There's still a little bit in there for them, but it's down to a 1. Now let's take someone else that I don't know, but they did something horrible, horrible to one of my family members. Okay. And I don't even speak that into existence. But then even a part of me, then my having some type of love for that person might be at a 0.0001.
Okay, so you're describing tiers, but what does it start with? Trying to understand what made the person do that? Does it come from empathy? Does it come from just trying to understand why in the world they would do such a thing?
That is the start.
Okay.
That's just the start of it. So when you start looking into that person's, if you're going to look into that life, or let's say you have a magic ball and you can see, a crystal ball that you can see everything that they've been through in their life. And then you can see everything that's happened to them during their lives. Then you can see everything that's happened to his parents or her parents and their great grandparents and generations of generations of generations. And you can see how they became what they are. Now, some people are just clinically messed up. I'm just going to say that.
I once interviewed a neurosurgeon who said that brain wise, there's some people that are just wired to do bad
homicidal
things.
maniacs,
yes, to do bad things.
Yes, some people are. But even if you think about those people, do I have some compassion for them or because they are wired that way? Because they were put on this earth to just create destruction and pain and misery on this earth. Who are they working for? Who's guiding them, even if their head is not correct? There's definitely, maybe there's really something wrong with their mind, like you're saying. But they're committing these atrocities on this. It's like hell on earth. Think about it. What if we didn't have those people here?
Okay. But in this particular scenario, sweetie, that wasn't the case. This person, like I said, was a really close family member. And the foundation of their actions was 3 things: pure evil, jealousy, envy. Let me say the last 2 things: jealousy and envy. So how do you reconcile that? And this happened 20 years ago. And I'm going to tell y'all something that's going to make everybody laugh. I think that I could probably find the love in my heart that I used to have for this person. But in the 20 years that this happened ago, like clockwork, this person will call me every 10 years and have a moment of clarity and consciousness. Call, screaming, hollering, crying. I'm so sorry. I know this destroyed our relationship. And every time they've done it, I listen to what they have to say, appreciate the call. And what do I say on my show all the time, Jill and Anthony? Bless and release.
Bless and release. But you see,
I'm telling y'all, like clockwork, y'all. He's done it twice in 20. He does it every 10 years. And I'm sick of your 10-year moment of consciousness. Call me when your ass is really sorry about what the fuck you did. And excuse me, Jesus, you know I speak French, but I'm sorry. I'll be quiet. Go ahead.
No, listen, I'm this is directly towards you. So he calls you every 10 years and you said it's a moment of clarity. Maybe it wasn't a moment of clarity.
Then what the hell was it? Did he have a brain aneurysm every 10 years? What you saying, Anthony? I'm listening.
I'm saying that call is calculated.
It is. He does it every 10 years like clockwork.
Every 10
Anthony.
years.
It's the crazy,
yes.
It's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Go ahead.
That's right. And every 10 years, he's probably got several people he calls every 10 years. And he's saying to himself, well, maybe I can get somebody to forgive me. Maybe I can get somebody in my corner again. And not because he wants forgiveness. He just wants some money. Send some money to prison. Do something to help him so it could be calculated. Maybe he didn't change at all.
That's why I don't like you. This is why I don't like you. Because I'm going to tell you why I don't like you. Now, you don't even understand how you got psychic Sister Cleo capabilities. Do you know? I'm telling you. He had the audacity to call me 2 years ago wanting to borrow some money. I said, this boy on crack, cocaine, mushrooms, jello, and doing everything at the same time. I was speechless that he would call me, asking me for money, knowing that he had betrayed me. Again, what's my motto? Bless and release. And that is exactly what I did. Have a good day.
That is exactly. But you know what? Here's the thing, Monica. You took those calls. Every 10 years. You see?
I did.
Why?
Hoping. Keeping hope alive.
I was going to say,
Anthony.
she still has hope. They have changed. They obviously have.
This son of a biscuit has changed. This son of a damn biscuit has changed. I could have blocked him. But I just kept saying, Lord, please let him.
Exactly.
Please let him.
And so he's hoping that you have changed your mind about the relationship.
But he hasn't changed.
Ain't gonna happen.
He hasn't changed.
Please forgive me, Jill and Anthony. Ain't gonna happen. I'm stubborn as a freaking mule. Ain't gonna happen.
No, I agree that you should keep that distance.
But I'm telling y'all, if I could tell you all the betrayal, you guys, I'll tell y'all off the show. But when you all hear about how he betrayed me, I'm telling you, it's beyond anything you could imagine. It broke me. It didn't hurt me. It broke me because I've done so much for this person, so much for this person. So I'm not there, Anthony. I want to be there.
That's right. You're not.
I care.
You're not there yet.
But I ain't there, Anthony. But it's been 20 years, and I just keep asking myself, look here, heifer, when you gonna get there? And I just ain't there yet. I ain't there yet.
Sometimes it takes time. Like I said, 30 years ago, I would have answered this question completely differently. When I was in my 20s, completely different answer. No, absolutely. Yeah. But now I'm old. I've learned things. I've been places. I've done things. And and to hold on to the pain of what he did. I have no idea what he did, but I know it's horrendous. But holding
Oh, it's
on to
bad.
that pain
But see,
to get
Anthony, you're
over
right,
that
but it's not really
pain.
holding it because I don't think about this fool until he calls me every 10 damn years. I don't even think about it.
But that means that you're still holding on to it because you
No,
would
I
look.
think she's
There's
holding on
no
to hope that
the,
the person has changed.
there
She still cares to a certain extent, but from afar, which is
from afar.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I understand
perfectly
that.
acceptable. And I'd like to
It-
commend you, Monica. It hasn't turned to hatred.
Oh no, it hasn't. It hasn't.
Well,
You're right
that's
about
now
that.
that's
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah.
that's really good that it hadn't turned to hatred.
No,
That's
because you know what?
excellent.
That's such a strong energy, and I'm gonna say this and shut up
Hmm.
because I know other people. Hey, Georgia, it's other people I know want to talk. But what I found out, you guys, is that when you see people that have osteoarthritis and all of these debilitating type like itises and illnesses, when we hold hatred and negative energy, it in the body forms an acid called uric acid, and it fills in our joints, and it only is created in the body when we are holding strong
Exactly.
emotions and anger and hatred. So see, I'm sorry, y'all done seen me, I'm kind of cute, so I want to stay cute, and the only way I'm gonna stay cute is not to let that uric acid build up in my joints because I'm pissed off at
That's
somebody. So you're right, Anthony, you're absolutely right, but my point is, I think that there are levels to the love thing. I don't love this
Hmm.
yeah,
person, but I do care for them. I do care for them, and I
yeah,
pray for them. I pray for them.
yeah,
So,
yeah. But
yeah.
you know, it's
And
like I
some
said.
would argue that that's a form that's one on his scale of love.
You know,
Okay, I got you.
Some would
he's
argue
I
that
got you.
you're
zero
caring,
point zero zero zero
yeah,
zero zero
that's still a
one.
level of
It's
of
still a
love because
level.
you still care and you still hope.
Yes.
And
I
it
got
has
you.
not turned to hatred, nor have you let it. And I disagree with you, Tony, that she's
How
holding
dare
on
you?
to the pain. I don't think she is. Like she still can relive that moment, but
Mhm.
it's in a different way. It's like she's,
Well, I just wanted to thank you, Dr. Phil and Oprah. Thank you. Oprah, you looking good, girl. Thank you, Dr. Phil and Oprah.
and thank you, Monica.
Yeah, I mean, excellent point, especially about holding on to pain and how it affects your body because people know I've been there. Like I had a workplace that just, you mentioned that this situation broke you. I had a workplace that broke me, but part of it was because I allowed it. And then the other part was because I was holding on to it. I was holding on to all the anger I felt on a daily basis and sometimes by a moment basis on what things were being said and done to me in a workplace, where I'm just trying to show up and do my job. And it broke me. I quit. I had to quit. My doctors kept telling me to quit because otherwise I wasn't going to make it. So,
But see,
That's
Jill,
right.
look how you loved yourself enough to see that toxic environment, and you got the freak out of there. See, most
I had
people,
to. I had to
you
save
know what I'm
me.
saying? But the average person will stay in that, let it become toxic. It changes them, their spirit and their energy. They're no longer happy. And then they look up and they don't understand 10 or 20 years later why they're miserable. Well, you stayed in that toxic cesspool instead of getting the
That's
hell
right.
out.
Yep.
So you're to be applauded, Oprah.
Thank you, Monica.
But here's the thing I just love about Monica when she comes to the show, and actually all of our audience members. Sometimes we have a show where we just laugh nonstop from beginning to end. Other times we have a show and we get into a serious topic, but we don't start hating on each other.
No.
We
We talk it through.
we talk it through, and then we can still laugh
Right.
We're
Right.
still laughing and having a good
Right.
time. And even with talking about serious subjects.
Yep.
And when
I love that we can talk, that Monica can bring up any topic and we can all
yes,
interact.
yes, that like when I was young, people could talk about serious topics and they may even start yelling at each other. But in the end, somebody will say, well, bunk that junk. Let's go have a beer or something, but people have gotten away from that. People don't know how to do that anymore.
I think that part of it is because some people don't know how to listen.
Everybody's closed
They
off.
just talk. No,
Everybody's-
not everybody.
well,
Monica isn't. This audience isn't.
I talk in generalizations.
Well, that's why I
Jill.
try to stop you. Because
So,
it's not everybody.
no, not everybody, but there's so many more people that are that way. You can't have a conversation with them. It's their way only, period. And the other person's like, well, it's my way only, period. You never come together by being like that. Even though we have a show, I'm Right, I'm
I was
Right.
going to say, some
We have a
people,
show,
if you're new to the
I'm
show,
Right,
you'll
I'm
be
Right.
like, but you have a show called I'm Right, I'm Right.
But look,
And sometimes we really think that we're right, but we talk about it.
I'm going to tell some of our old time audience members.
And I have a lot of comments to read, by the way.
Okay, just let me say this and then read comments.
Okay.
Even when we had just the podcast went on 4 years?
Mhm.
4 years. I've told this before. So everybody thinks Jill created this podcast,
It was not Jill's idea
but it was
at all.
me.
Not
It was
my
me.
idea.
And when I created this show, from the beginning, this was in the plan for the show, that I would lose most of these conversations. That was the plan. I created the show where I would lose most of the time. Most of the time. But only to show that, look, all of this arguing over something stupid that doesn't matter in life on how one person washes the dishes opposed to the other, or how to hang blinds, and to get in a big argument over something like that in the big scheme of this world is insane. So that's why I designed the show where most of the time I'm going to lose. Just
Well, you do anyway.
yeah, but I let you in.
No, you
I let
don't.
you in. Like
You
I said
don't.
earlier, I throw you a bone, baby.
No, that is
Okay, Jill.
that is
let's
not
go to
what
comments.
happens.
Comments.
Okay, comments. A while back, Charlie said, I understand still having love for Ken. Charlie also said, when you were talking about the scale, that he agrees with 1. And that, Monica, when you were talking, he said, pain can be their joy. And let them keep calling and keep hanging up. You can love, but as Marvin Gaye this is all Charlie, as Marvin Gaye sings, distant love. When we said hi to Georgia, she said, aloha. Georgia said Hawaii.
Aloha. Oh,
I love Hawaii.
send your address. We'll be there in December and
We
hang
will
out with
be?
you.
Really?
If we got some place to stay for free, we will
Oh
be.
my goodness. We don't even know Georgia. Okay.
We do. She's here.
Charlie also said, because, now you want to say Jill's always right, Charlie? I heard you in your show. You said Tony is always right.
Charlie, but Charlie's my
He's
guy.
starting something.
He plays the
But
fence.
Georgia said sure thing.
All right.
And then May said she never passes judgment on someone's past, but she says, I hope in the present, whatever they did in the past makes them a better person, and they have respect for themselves, as I show respect for moving ahead. That's love, if only they love themselves for who they are still becoming.
Oh, excellent.
And self-love, as we brought up, is very important, because love starts with ourselves, right?
Yes.
Like if you
Yes.
can't love yourself,
Yes.
Do you expect others to love you?
I don't know. Why don't you answer that question?
I love myself. I really, no, on a serious note, I do strive every day to be a better version of myself than I was the day before. And so I think that, and I love that about myself. And so I think that makes me lovable.
You are lovable.
Thanks.
I'm glad
You're
you
lovable
are.
too.
I've been divorced before, so I'm glad you're
I've
lovable.
I've been divorced before too. And speaking of romantic love, in terms
we didn't
of
even get to
do you
that.
know how to love? I people in this audience have heard me talk about my previous marriage before, and I do think there's also a distinct difference between like I say to you all the time, I love you and I like you too, because you can love someone and not like them. And with my ex-husband, I stopped liking him long before I stopped loving him. And then I realize now that I'm away from him, I understand where all he had anger management issues, and I understand where that stems from. That doesn't mean I would like to see him ever again. I don't care to see him ever again. But if I did, I could be cordial.
Yes. I do have some people in my life that were in my life, close relationships, not the blood relationship, but that did some horrible things constantly. And I do not want to see that person. And it's just like you. I never want to see that person. I never want to speak to that person again. But yet I still pray that that person gets some help. And much like you, Jill, if I did happen to see that person again, I would like to come at them with a different energy. Not, not a hatred, not an anger. I hope everything is going good for you. And bye. That's about it.
Right. And I like the way you phrased that you would come at them with a different energy, because I have seen my ex once in the time that we've been divorced. And unfortunately, I had my class with me, students with me. And I was so upset about seeing him because I wasn't expecting to, that my students were like they automatically knew, like, is that an ex of yours? Like, they automatically knew. And I was mad at myself for showing that openly, but now I would come at it with a far different energy.
Cool. That's good.
But I still don't want to, like, actively see him.
Excellent. Well, we're getting close to the top of an hour, and we haven't talked about romantic love.
Well, that was romantic love.
That's romantic love going bad. Let's talk about like some romantic love
happy stories
that continues. Yes, and don't use us as an example.
Oh, I was going to start with us.
Don't use us.
I was just going to say with us, because of previous, I feel like I was ready for our relationship because of my previous bad relationships. I learned a lot from those about other people and myself. And so I was able to come with you with, and I had to get better with this as our relationship progressed, but communication is key. The key. And also, you have to respect each other. Absolutely. Of course. And then, be willing to talk about anything and everything, because, instead of assuming. So, you and I said that we need to like do the quiz of what our love language.
Love language. Yeah. There's 5 love languages. I was in Arlene's show
yesterday earlier.
Yeah. way before,
Way before Monica's
hours
show.
before Monica's show. Hours and hours before Monica's show.
Trying to clean it up. Trying to clean it up.
It was. You can check when that aired. It was like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and I wasn't even in her show the whole time. 15 minutes, and I was out. But you know, we love Arlene. What is the name of her new show? The Tuesday show.
I don't.
Oh, we'd have to look it
Yeah,
up.
I have to look it up.
can't remember.
Anthony, you just were getting ready to talk about the 5 love languages. Speak on those, because I have one primary, but I really have 2. But talk about that, because a lot of people don't know what the 5 love languages.
Hey, check this out. I don't
He
half
doesn't
know
know
what the
either.
5 love languages are.
Okay,
But
I will share with you.
this is why I said we should take the cause quiz, because when I was
And
in
I also have the book, so I'm aware, but I'm,
yeah, so
I
but
have-
you know, some people show love by service, like doing stuff for people, you know, like
I
showing
think
love
you should
for
wait till you
cooking.
know more about it.
Well, I
Because we
do.
said we were going to do an episode.
See, she's shutting me up. So, yeah,
I'm gonna be
not.
quiet, but that'll be good for you guys to talk about, is the 5 love languages, because it really is important. It makes a huge,
Yeah.
huge difference
Absolutely.
when you know
A
your
huge
love
difference.
language and then you know your partner's love language. It makes a huge difference. I will be
Yeah.
quiet.
And to be able to respect those love languages, because I know some people that would say, I don't care. I'm
gonna be me.
I'm gonna be me, and I don't care. So yeah, we are gonna do that show, but it'll probably be a month and a half from now. We have books. We have scheduled so many shows.
Yeah, right now we're scheduled through the end of April, but it'll be sometime
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, we're gonna get that, and we haven't asked her yet, but we're gonna try to get Arlene here also on the show during that.
As the relationship expert that she is.
But
So,
cool.
but anyway, in regard to happy love,
Mhm.
I do think that when you know what your love language is, then you can interact better with other people.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
if you know theirs too,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And so we have some comments. Charlie says, Jill, I will send you a message on LinkedIn tomorrow, okay, about some advice on researching some material.
You're off topic.
Did Tony tell you I really don't like to research anything? I've always had to for my jobs, but I hate researching.
Actually, I think I know what he wants to ask you, but I
Is there any way is there some kind of way we can block Charlie?
Oh no, you cannot block
But he
Charlie.
loves you, Monica.
he loves you, and
Let me test
hey.
you out. I want to divorce Charlie. Let me tell you what he just put in the comments. He just put in the comments that the 5 love languages are not in English. Look at here, dude.
That is what he said.
About.
We're going to talk to you about that, Charlie.
Oh man.
And then May says, I met a man named Vaughn. He was a clean man from narcotics. He was helping others in the program get clean. He had been clean for more than 30 years, and he said, show yourself self-love, May, by kissing your own hand every day to say you love yourself. And I do. If you cannot love yourself, young, old, rich, poor, skinny, fat, you can't love others. And if you're alone, no one shares the love you have for yourself. Then they lost a partner in any circumstance. I agree with that.
Yeah, that is
Gotta love yourself.
That is on point.
But Charlie, we're going to talk about the 5 love languages,
Charlie-
and it is in English.
Charlie, you're in the doghouse. You're not in my doghouse, but you're in Jill's doghouse.
And Monica's.
And Monica. But Monica, Charlie loves you, and he's afraid of you. So that
Yeah. But his application is pending to be my side piece. His application is still pending. It's pending.
Oh boy, that's funny. All right, Jim. How much time we got left? Something else you want to get in?
Five
Another type of
minutes.
love you want to get in before?
Well, some people have said that, there's love with people you work with. I've always hated the phrase, and I've seen articles lately about people wanting to get rid of the phrase. But I've always hated the phrase work husband, work wife.
You sure
Because I'm
do.
like, you are not, nope, nope. Nope.
I I never.
But I think I hated it because the first person who said that we had that kind of relationship was really saying that they wanted me to like co-parent the team, and I'm nobody's parent, and it's like, especially grown people, like, they are grown adult, they're adults, so either they do the right thing, make the right choices, or they don't.
I'm glad you brought that up. It made me think of something else. So you were saying
Charlie says 9 to 5 husband.
you you know how you were saying work husband or work wife or whatever. I've never had either.
I haven't either. But I think it's
However,
because that was the
however,
first time somebody said I was their work wife.
however, how much weight should a person give to loving their job? A job. We're not talking about your own business or
Well, I was gonna
or
say, if it's yours, then you have every
and
right to love it
and we're not,
and make it a
yes,
priority.
but we're
But if
talking,
somebody else's name is on the building, although there was a time I worked for Cox, and my
yeah,
maiden name
but
is
you
Cox,
don't
but
have
it
any
still wasn't
stock.
mine. So I did have stock in it.
You don't have any
I
now.
don't have any now because I left, but
But no, seriously. And so I'm not talking about. I mean, I guess it's good to love your job.
it is good to love
It
your
makes it.
job.
It makes it
Because if
easier
you hate
for
what
you
you
to.
do, then
Yes,
you need
it
to
makes it.
find
It makes.
some other
But my
thing.
question is, how much weight should a person give that? So
Well, not to the
let's
point where
say.
it kills you.
Well, let's say you've worked at this place for years. For years. Let's say 3, 4
Charlie
years,
says loving
5
a job is
years.
important.
It is important because it makes it easier for you to do your job. But what happens if you find out that you are being exploited in your job that you love? Now, it's one thing if you're doing a job that actually changes the world or changes people's lives. You're doing good work. That's
Or
one
even
thing.
the industry or
Yeah,
that workplace.
yeah.
It could be, your unit.
But within that job, you start to see that you're being exploited, you're being used, you are being taken advantage of. But you love the job and you'll do anything for the job. So how far are you supposed to go, for this job that
Well,
may not care about you at all? You're just a number, a cog.
well, in many workplaces, especially bigger places, that is the case where you're just a warm body and they need this thing to get done, and you're there to do that. But I don't think I think it is important for you to enjoy what you do because that's
Oh,
how you spend
absolutely.
your
Yes.
day, but not to the point where you're going to get sick from the stress. If you find out, that they're using, well, I kind of think workplaces use everybody, but uh, I, if you find out that they're using you in a way that you know you don't want to be utilized, or you're not the face of the company, or you're not, but you're being put in that position, or you're maybe you even made the scapegoat, as I
Hmm.
have been made sometimes. um I don't I think it's up to you. You have the power to not give them the power,
Hmm. Hmm.
where your job is everything. I do know people who only identify by where they work.
Hmm.
And I don't understand that, because if that job goes away tomorrow, you are still who you are. And some people, and I've been at places where someone, got killed in a car accident or died unexpectedly.
Hmm.
And, the very next day there was a listing for their job. because they have to replace you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the company still goes on with or without you.
Well,
And that's why I also don't understand why people who work for other businesses, why they don't take their vacation time. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, they're paying you to take time off. Take it. Because, yes, in some places they're so cutthroat that someone may take your job while you're gone. But guess what? That's not the job you needed, if that's the case.
That is true.
Chris, you are on the stage.
Chris, I've missed you. And that's on my fault. That's on me.
Chris, are you there?
There he is.
Yes. How are you folks?
Well,
We're
good.
Great.
I was just wondering, how much weight should you put on a marriage?
300 pounds.
Oh, I got that beat. My wife and I are watching you on the big screen on TV today. On the big screen.
Oh, great.
She's waving at you right now.
Hi.
Because I told her
Oh,
to.
a royal
Yeah,
wave. Okay.
Anyway, no, listen, I love my job. And I just love finding ways to avoid doing anything.
Well, I
But
do know
I
you
do-
love doing the dishes.
I was going to say, that's my job, right, honey?
Yeah, that's right.
She's just nodding. That's my job. And do I do it well?
I'm sure
You
you
just-
do.
I'm sure you do.
Okay, now she's giving me, why don't you just speak? No, anyway.
I would be honored if the first time we hear Mrs. Rossetti is on our show.
Not going to happen today. Anyway, so Anthony, I've moved to the morning.
Yeah,
back to
I
mornings.
noticed that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I need to wait till the afternoon. And then next thing I know, you're in the morning again.
What time in the morning, Chris?
8.
8 a.m. Pacific.
See?
Oh,
So I'm
you
still
know what? I
keeping up.
think since we're talking, we were just talking about work. I think you're going to be my break at 11 o'clock my time. So I'm going to tune into your shows live as my break.
Oh, how nice. That's very nice. I appreciate it. And have you noticed all the followers we have now on Fireside? It's amazing. 16,000 plus followers.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing?
It
But for
is.
some
Very
reason,
amazing.
I can only get 7 of them to wake up and join me.
Come to this show, right?
Anyway, I'll let you guys go. I can't wait to see you all on the big screen, literally, when they convert over to all the Apple TV stuff. And you guys, your show is made perfect. It's perfectly made for that format, and that's going to be really
Thank
cool.
you.
So
Thank you so much,
Thank
Chris.
you.
So are you going to, when that happens, I know occasionally you'll do video in your show, but you think when that happens you'll go to video?
I might go to video simply because I'm reaching the 365th episode.
Oh, all right.
Oh, wow.
When I hit 365, I told myself when I hit 365, that'll be one episode for every day of the week. That'll be an antidepressant of the day for every day for 1 year, 365 shows. And I may reassess things and change the whole format up and go to a weekly show that's on video. So that's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
Cool.
wow.
Cool.
I feel like we got a scoop
Yeah.
on the antidepressant. That's wonderful. We look forward to that.
Yeah,
we
I'm-
we love seeing you.
Mulling
and
that
hearing
over.
you.
So that could be something we do in the future. Something like doing the dishes with Chris. Anyway, we're at the top of the hour. I'm sorry to hold you guys. Have a great
All right.
Thank you, you
Chris.
too.
And
That was wonderful.
Good night, Mrs. Rossetti.
Yes.
Or good evening. Good evening. Yeah.
Yes.
Still evening
Yes,
there.
it's still evening.
Yeah. But Chris probably goes to bed at like 6.
She's waving.
See you
Our
next
royal
time. All right, Jill.
That's awesome.
We're over by 3 minutes. Are we gonna end the show now, or we
I
have
just want to
other
read.
comments?
I have some more comments, and then we can end the show. Charlie says, "Great show. Please bring the subject back." Will do.
Cool.
Charlie also says, 300 pounds of love. That's for you, Chris. May says, "My new job going on 3 months." Oh, congratulations.
Excellent.
It's getting to that. It's getting to that point. Available hours were too much, so I stopped it. It was 10 to 5. Now it's 2 days a week, 3 days others. I have no vacation time, no PTO, paid time off. Yet at the end of March, I'll qualify. I have medical issues, doctors, limitations, but I go and work the hours. Love the ladies I work with, but only 2 months in. I'm seeing stuff. I understand.
It
That makes
takes a
me
little
think.
while.
So I need a second job. I definitely can understand that, May, because when you start a job, one thing that Tony always says every time I start a new job, because I do that often, is don't believe the hype.
Don't believe it.
That's what he says every time, because I start, I'm like gung ho, oh, this job is made for me, yay! And I still believe that about my current job, that the job is made for me. But as you just mentioned, May, when the longer you stay at a place, the more you
Things
see
change. Yes.
you see for real what's going on at that workplace, and with people. You see their personalities, you see the interactions, you see tendencies, things like that. And so then it's not all good. But you do have the power to decide, well, am I going to stick with this? And I also think limitations and medical issues. I also think you have to take into consideration why you even decided to have the job in the first place. Sometimes it is because you have, you may get benefits at some point. You may get the things that made you stay there or go there in the first place. So you just have to out, like pro con list kind of thing. In fact, one of my very first published creative writing stories, I wrote like a list where the
Pros
character
and cons, or
no,
oh
just
no,
like
I remember.
the
Yes.
protagonist had a job that she absolutely hated, and she had a to-do list, and I wrote it like a to-do list where you cross things off of what she had to do to get through each day just to become vested, because that was her goal, and vested into the company. And then she had to stay there 5 years to get vested. And so each day or each month, there was more and more about things that she had to do to just get through the day, as she learned more and more. And it was like the easiest story I wrote, because it was comprised
Of your real experiences.
my own experiences, but it was a compilation. The protagonist was a compilation of people I knew who didn't like their jobs. And so it was very easy to write. I think I wrote it in like 30 minutes. And it was the quickest thing that ever got published in terms of creative writing.
Yeah.
So I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Hey, before we move on, because I know we're going to close out the show.
Oh,
in
and
a
Dave
moment.
says, "Take your time." There. Oh, you're on a break. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yes, after 9 o'clock.
But Dave did clarify, not from each other. Just a week off from the show. So keep going. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for saying that. Because I was going to say, how was your day is next.
Yeah,
But
we're happy,
so thank you for telling us.
and
that.
we're happy that you're here. It's always good to see you all. But I wanted to, now that you mentioned writing, so we do have a couple of poets here on the show, and May is one of them,
And
then
Charlie.
really Charlie is the other one, and I'm the third one. All of them have in some way done their work on my other show, PPFR, Poetic People Fighting Racism. Anyway. May, I've read 2 of her poems. I loved them. People loved them.
On your show.
On my show, yes. Read them out loud with music and all of that. And they were very well received, very good poems. But I'm trying to get May to do her own poems on my show.
Why are
But
you trying to pressure her on in front of everybody?
I'm telling her how much I enjoy the poems and the audience enjoy her poems. And, I do it and I put my own little spin on it. But I would love to hear her do one. I mean, I would love it, love it, love it. And I would hope the audience would love it too. Yeah, I hear everybody clapping.
Yep.
And the same with really Charlie. He's also a wonderful poet. And he just put out another book. And do you want to talk about it real quick? Really, Charlie? If you're there, you can. But it's Poetic Pulse 3. It's his third book in a series of poems. And I have read it, and it's very good also. And Graciela, she's not here. She just put out another book of poetry. So
Charlie's on the stage.
excellent.
Hi, Charlie.
Hey, what's going on? Great show, great show. I appreciate the plug. That is amazing. The funniest thing is the show's playing, but my phone's in the living room and I have my earbuds on. And
We had you running, huh?
so I had to run over here. It was a pleasure writing this last book because I pushed myself to do it within a few hours.
I never.
And why is that? Why did you push yourself to do it in a few hours?
Because I have so many books on the shelf that are incomplete. So I said the night before, I said I would wake up and do a book within a day's work. I would do it within 8 hours, get it finished, and then send it to to be published. And it was a goal, and I achieved it. I was very happy up until I got my first copy. And some things are messed
I have
up.
one. By the way, I have one of those first copies.
It's a collector. You could
That way.
reframe it as a collector's edition.
Yeah, the one I have is worth more than the ones that are going to follow. You know that, right?
Exactly. And it's just crazy. I forgot about using the template. I did it on my own. I set up everything. And I thought I had it on point, but obviously I didn't. So, but now it's all corrected, and I'm starting on another book to try to get that done within the end of the month. So,
wow!
But I appreciate it. It's everything's on Amazon, and I write every day. So, putting out books once a month could be possible because I'm writing that.
Wow, that's incredible. And your author name is Charlie Perry?
It'll be Charles
Perry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
that's impressive. Like you're trying to finish a book every month. I'm just trying to finish a story by the end of May.
It's I'll tell you what, I don't know. It's therapeutic for me. I like writing, so that's why I do it so often. And
excellent.
And that's it.
Excellent.
But thank you.
Oh,
Tony,
no problem.
Jill,
and one more thing, if Charlie hasn't forgotten, but I think it's April 1st. My April 1st show. Charlie's going to be there. He'll read some stuff. So
you're reading from your whatever book is out by then.
It might be another 2 or 3 books. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't changed the graphic yet, but I'll be changing it soon to have your picture on it.
Any time spent with you guys is a pleasure, a blessing, and I can't wait.
We look forward to it.
We're looking forward to it. Yeah. And Jill, we're going to close this show out. We're going to close this show out. So thank you.
Look who's
Charlie.
talking about time tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking out for you, Jill. I'm looking out for you.
You are.
So, but I think we have some other people that came in the audience.
Yes, we do. We have Herdling, Linda, Monk, Angela. Let's see. We've said hi to May, Chris, Denise, Monica, Stefan, Life Loss, Galena or Galena. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Lee, Lisa, and us.
Wow, cool. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the end of the show. The show's like over now. I wish they were here earlier so we can become friends. Right?
Some people might need a little
Right?
bit more time than that.
Need more time. Come on, all we
I'm
need
just
is
saying.
15 minutes and we will win you over.
Oh boy.
15 minutes, that's what it takes. It will win you over.
I don't know about
yes,
that.
we will. Yes, we will. But we do need to end this show,
Yes,
Jill.
we do. Yes, we do.
All right, so
So you've
What
been
are the-
watching I'm Right.
I'm right.
I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Shout out to Gifford Ivan Cordova III for the music you're listening to now. Thank you, Monica, for talking with us and bringing up a really important point about love and the different tiers and like situations that we just need to understand what to do and what to work through. And thank you, our audience.
We love you.
We do.
We do.
We do. I don't think you have a show this week.
18th of this month.
March.
Yes, that's this month.
And then we're back next
18th
week,
of
but
this month.
I don't remember the topic. Something.
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 You should
Something
see,
I'll be right about and he won't.
You should see our rundown of shows. It's like, this long. I'm like, man, this is like work, Jill. What's up? All right. So I think we should say goodbye.
Bye.
And
See you
good
later.
night. And we really do love you all. No joke, for real. We really do love you all. So we're off video. The next thing, you're not going to hear us. And the next thing, you're not going to hear the music. And we'll say goodbye, good night.
Goodbye.
Avida, say tomato, to yen, and yen, and yen, and yen, and yen. You know I done screwed that song
You
up.
really did.